was my game one, and I was on the play, as you can see, and so the question is keep or mulligan. First one. The second is if I keep this hand against which one. So sorry, not against which one, but how many line of the guild pack I want to play. I want to try something different because in my channel or in this streaming I want to face also a little bit competitive stuff. So I try to okay no salvare. Okay, I try to focus also in what can happen. So this kind of end, I try to discuss also with some friend, and okay, a lot of people game one on the game one this kind of end mulligan it. I honestly keep it. Keep me. I keep it for so the reason is I want to see the metagame. The metagame is Boros, Jeskai something, Affinity, Pivo, Eldrazi, Storm, and okay, Prowess, Brood Scale. Ok. Ah, è Leviathan, è Leviatano. Sì, ok, Brood Scale, Dimir. Okay, I think that we covered up nine. Okay, nine matchup. Okay, I want to try to analyze this because first of all, I decided to keep this end. I try to explaining why. With this end, I know that I gamble so much the land on turn 2 that if we can find it, the end obviously is enough. But oh, Titan, I don't put Titan. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Titan. Boros, Jeskai, Affinity, Black White, Eldrazi, Storm, Prowess, Brutus, Guilty. Okay. Okay. So, as I start saying, this kind of end, if I don't find, so I know that if I don't find land for the first 3 or 4 turns, it's just GG. Okay, this is the first gamble, obviously. But on the other side, we can also have the nut. I don't count the percentage. I don't know how to do it. So guys do that for me. So I let you know later how much the percentages are. So I decide to keep this kind of end, and first of all, okay. Oh, sorry. Maybe I have to talk a little bit higher, and also, okay, this is better. I hope that now is better. Okay, thank you. It's something that, as I said, I need to fix. Okay, okay. So right now, my sequencing are I want to play double the line of the guild pack because I can if I face Boros, he have static prison and Traven charm. If I face Jeskai, he can have might or not Jeskai, but he can find a way to bounce it. Black White don't have anything for that. Broodskill can have a Boseju. So mainly this meaning that if I play, we are on the play. I try to do on the play. Yeah, I guess Affinity could have Might main deck. That is annoying. So the first reason for me to play both of them is that I don't want to sacrifice my any kind of game. So mainly against Boros, Affinity, and Brute Scale, I want to, and also Titan maybe. I want to play both of them. I don't like to lose from one mana removal, especially because I have Temple Garden. If I have Lush Portico, was way better, obviously. Or if I have Fetch. was better. I think that if I have fetch was a snap keep without thinking for me. But having Temple Garden let me know that I have to take some decision. First of all, keep or mulligan, and as I say, I decide to keep it. I decide also to play both of them, and yeah, on so I the basis of having a draw step on turn so of any land. So I know that some guys counted for me, and we have something around 38% to drawing a land on turn 2, but also there's 64% of drawing a land on turn 3. But it's not what I want to focus, because this is something that I don't count, honestly, I have to say it. I count this kind of stuff. Or I want to go turn 1 tap land first of all, because if I don't draw land on turn 2, so turn 1 tap land, or I can also shock whatever happens. This is something that you can feel free to do. I prefer tap land because I still not know what I play against. On turn 2, now I try to play my hand based on what I have and not what I can draw. So mainly I try to see if I don't draw land, I have just as a play, I have try to do something like this: lightning bolt, and binding. If I just focusing on these two, in these two cards, I know that these two are good against Boros. It's fine against Jeskai because we take Emry, Tamio, and also Ascendancy slash Narset. I think is also good against Affinity for the same reason as before. I think we have time enough against black-white. Against Prowess, for example, we have Lightning Bolt for the first pieces, Leyline Binding for Cory, and we could have the Nath if we drawing land on turn 3, 4, maybe. So I just Nath plus removal. So against Eldrazi, okay, no, so we say that against Dimir is so against Eldrazi, because we take only Utopia Sprawl or a Talisman, so we can just slow them down. Against Dimir we take the Frog, and you have to just counter everything, so you just have to counter Shion of Draco with Counterspell. I think it's also against Brood. I think it's quite good against Brood Scale from my perspective, because we can slow them down, same reason. Brood Scale. It's also against Titan for sure, because we take the Amulet, but we don't develop our develop or envelope. This is something that Mango just joking with me. Develop or envelope? Develop, okay. Thank you. So we covered Boros, Jeskai, Affinity, Black-White, okay. Against Eldrazi we say, and obviously is just bad against Storm. Okay, this kind of hand obviously is always bad against Storm. This is my reason on if I don't draw land on turn 2, which is good against what, this kind of hand. If I'm missing on turn 3, I try to do one step more. Miss land drop again. Is still, I think that is fine against Boros, Jeskai, Affinity. I just copy and paste this because so it's fine. The reason is we have a double removal. So if we try to play this kind of hand, I will go land pass. My opponent go, for example, Boros. Land, drop one. I will go bolt it. If we go Ajani or a bombardment, I can binding back. So I can gain enough time to, if I draw land on turn 3 or 4, I still in the game because I go for a Shion and can win this game. Against Boros, against Prowess, I think that is still the same, Prowess and Black White, mainly because Bolt take care of drop 1 and Binding take care of Cory. We have to take care about just Cory and Slickshot at this point. Against Brute Scale is so-so. And now, right now, against is bad against the other one. I don't write Storm again, just because it's quite obvious that if it was bad before, now is worth. We are lost the game. So we see that if we miss land on turn 2, we have still a good hand against those kind of deck, and it's just so-so against the rest of the field. On turn 3, we can miss the land drop because we are still fine against this kind of deck, Boros, Jeskai, Affinity, Black, White and Prowess. And we losing something against Brute Scale. And obviously on turn 4 miss land drop, I think it's GG. Yeah, right now we don't have anything else and we lose against everything. So that was my gamble. I think it was a fine gamble to me. Try to play this kind of hand instead of mulligan. Also, if a lot of people mulligan it, I still keep every time because we are blind. We don't know our opponent matchup. We can find a way worse hand without so many answers. We play just 2 Stubborn Denial and 2 Counterspell that is not good enough to draw it if I don't have Cav or Shion, so that's why I just keep this and play with that. I think that yeah, for me was interesting this kind of keep and sequencing. Okay, I don't care about keep or mulligan because I think it is a keep, but I want to check again if it's sequencing this card of and this end correctly. So mainly we are on the play. Okay, we don't know the matchup. We have think 2 or 3 line of play. The sequencing of land, I think this is the most probably the most skillful play with this kind of deck, because mis-sequencing the land let you lose more game that you can think about, that you can thought. So this meaning that people can blame more about lucky or not that you lose, or if I draw something, okay, maybe just the mis-sequencing of the land in Tho lose more game than people expect. Okay, first line of play. The first one is just fetch Nakat. Okay, fetch Nakat will mean that I need to fetch for a Temple Garden because we have a Xander Lounge, and we have then the third one that can take a Lush Portico or whatever we need. So we know that if we fetch Nakat, we never play Shion on turn 2. We will pass on turn 2 with Xander Lounge because we have to play it, or we have to play Flooded Strand for Steam Vents that can give us mainly Lightning Bolt or Spectral Denial. This is the fetch Nakat for fetch for Temple Garden because it's the only one with the green mana. So we always okay, I just let you show. anytime that people play with the, you always need to see your mana base. You have to always keep on your hand in head. Sorry, your mana base. This means that we have only one green source. So first one will be Mesa, Temple Garden, Nakat, and the second one will be Orc Thunder or Fetch, based on what our opponent play. Because if we play, for example, Boros, I can and they go turn 1 spell, I can Thunder Launch on turn 2, pass and not attack with Nakat, and on turn 3 we can have Shion plus counter on Shion plus Leline, because we can fetch for the Steam Vents. So it's not Stubborn Denial, be careful, it's just Spectral Denial. Spectral meaning that I can counter more card than expected, but need one more mana. So I need to Shockland. Yeah, it's even better, but on the other side is quite worse, because he doesn't let us play Shion of Draco. Otherwise, if we go for Xander on turn 2, we can play Shion on Draco on turn 3 plus having counterspell on turn. We can have counterspell up. So the reason is playing Shockland with this and having Spectral Denial open means that on our turn 3 we have to play Xander, but we can't still play Shion of Draco, because he requires 2 mana and we stay open for or Lightning Bolt or Spectral Denial. So we need to try to play our mana base as deep as possible. This is the first scenario. The second line of play is what if I go Thunder. Okay. In this situation, we give up to early game pressure with Nakat, because we go Xander, and yeah, we will go for Mesa, Temple Garden, Shion, because our 4/4 flyer is way better than randomly Nakat. So if I go Xander on turn 2, I need to sequencing Shion on turn 2. Sorry, turn 1 Xander, and we need to sequencing Shion on turn 2. Or we can also Mesa, Temple Garden, Nakat, having a 3/3 and still having a Lightning Ball open, but in a bad counterspell, so we can counter anything else because it's just useless. So we have a Lightning Bolt open. So if I go Xander on turn 2, I need to Temple Garden, Shion. Okay. But okay, this is what I think. I need to decide which kind of line of play I have to take. The first one is more aggressive, and we play our land based on what our opponent have, or we play our land based on our opponent plays. In the second line, we are a little bit slower, but we have on turn 3 Spectral Denial open plus Lightning Bolt, so we can decide both of them. I think both of them are correct and both of them are wrong. Mainly on the play, I try to be a little bit more aggressive, because Lightning Bolt can give us an answer for their start against the matchup that we see before. And now I let you show how the game goes. See that I draw cow, that improve this game a lot, and we go for Steam Vent plus Kavu. So for example, I go Kavu instead of Bolt, because I understand that it was a Samwise combo, and I'm just worried about Birthing Ritual. If you go, so the worst spot is just Birthing Ritual on turn 2, because I can't answer to it. if I go Cavu. But on the other side, if I don't play Cavu right now, I never have the spot to play or having those kind of card open. So I prefer taking the aggro game plan, and then on turn 3 we will see what happens. I read also your answer. First one is more aggressive, yeah. Trade the possibility of getting information on our opponent. Second one, trade the explosivity for both a bigger threat, yeah, correctly, and information, given that we don't expose any card to early removal. I go for the second scenario, Xander into Land Draco. Yeah, as I say, I think it is a correctly perception of the game. Okay, we go for a Shion. Yeah, he take birthing ritual, and now I just stay open. Another stuff that I want to show you is this one. Sorry. Okay. Now I have Cavu. This is one other decision that I took. That I have Cavu in my hand. I have double bolt plus counterspell, and our opponent sucked the goose for taking the wolf. At this point, I was like, okay, I prefer not playing this for deal 1 damage more. Maybe it was wrong. I am not sure. But I do this because if I'm drawing an untapped land, I prefer to play any kind of tap land because let me play all my spell. So based on that, I just discard Draco because I think for me it wasn't the matchup for Draco. This is just a race, and I prefer check what happens with my draw. So I don't play this one. If I play, for example, fetch, I have Sacred Foundry, or I have Blood Crypt for finding the second red for Lightning Bolt. And now, okay. And I let you see the rest of the game, honestly. Okay. Those are the Steam 2. Yeah, also Steam sorry. Also Steam was good enough as a card to, as land to pick. Yeah, correctly. So we have Steam Vent, Sacred Foundry, also Mountain based on our fetches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 land. We have 5 land plus all the fetches if we draw it. Leading on knuckles mean that we can't fetch and have pressure. Yeah, I think that I want to counter it because I don't want let him play a lot of creature. So, or at least based on when my opponent play it. For example, right now. Okay. You see that. Okay. End of turn. He went for Wolf plus Bowmaster. I don't bolt Bowmaster. Yeah, this is clearly a spot where I want to keep my my counterspell. If you play, for example, right now, you have to stay open for food. But if you play a 2-drop, I will counter it for sure 100%. Because I don't want to let him play a lot of creatures and having also Chord of Calling. So yeah, I will go for that. I will counter it. Okay, yeah, maybe you already know the end of the spoiler of this league, but there are some points that I quite like to discuss with you people. Also, you can DM me on Twitter or whatever you prefer to having also your opinion.